Been a good week for you on the field.
Better.
Yeah.
Better.
Things clicking mentally. Is that the
We
reason?
get out there with a lot less clutter. I mean, we're into a couple weeks now. I mean, it feels just a lot more comfortable. I mean, there's still a long way for me to go, obviously, but like I said a week ago, I felt like if I kept working on this stuff, kept getting more and more familiar with a certain play call, a certain formation, a certain concept, then in due time I would get better at certain concepts, and there's still a lot left for me to go.
Johnny, you said, a few times it's you versus the playbook. So did you expect it to be as much as it is, or not?
I just didn't really. I mean, you don't really have an idea. I mean, you could look back and see what Kyle had done in his past in Washington, and it's different once you get in it and actually are running it yourself. It's just different than what it looks like on TV. So I knew it would be different than what we ran at A&M, obviously, and it's no slight to A&M or what they do. I think they have an excellent offensive system there that fit me great, and now I'm here learning a new system, adapting. I didn't have much of an idea of how it was going to be when I got here.
How do you feel about running with the ones this week, and how valuable do you think that can be for you?
I think it's good for me to get in with guys like Joe and like Alex. I mean, that have had experience and done a lot of great things. And to run with the ones, it's a different pace. It's a different regime, really. So getting comfortable with them is just as important as any other group that's out there. So I think it's a great opportunity for me, and one that I'm learning a lot from and having fun with.
Johnny, how much are you just looking forward to facing a different defense?
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. It'll be fun to mix it back up. I mean, this will be the first game setting since last college bowl game, so it'll be nice to get back on the field and play a game. I mean, everybody's happy when the season rolls back around. You're out on the field, actually having a live game going on.
Johnny, right now, you versus the playbook. Is there a point where it will be you versus Hoyer?
I mean, it's hard for me to say because I'm not looking at it that way. I mean, really, I just need to keep learning the playbook, and then hopefully in due time I'll be able to be comfortable with a lot broader region of the playbook instead of the little area that I am now. And it's steadily growing every day, and that's what I need to continue to do, is get better, expand my knowledge of the playbook, and expand my knowledge of this game.
Now that you see how complicated those playbooks are, do you wish that you would have done anything differently from the day you were drafted to the day training camp opened?
No, because it's a lot different than just sitting there. I mean, I sat there during the break and went over my playbook and went over formations, but it's a lot different when you're out on the field executing it, and certain releases of guys or certain things happen on the field that aren't the same as looking at it on an iPad. So no, there's nothing that I wish I would have done differently. And even with my preparation, even before I got drafted, of trying to learn, be more knowledgeable on coverages or fronts or whatever it was. And I've still been trying to grow as a football player throughout this whole time, and there's really nothing I would have changed.
The progress is evident, but you also say you got a long way to go. How close are you to feeling comfortable enough to just go play?
I mean, I'm comfortable enough to go out. I mean, we're doing a lot of unscripted stuff today where it's just kind of free range for whatever he wants to call. So kind of get in those settings and don't know what to expect, but at the same time I think that makes me better. It's going out and not having it all scripted. While that's good and I can look over it and all, it's good to go out and have some off-the-cuff play calls, some different situations that put us into different scenarios. So I think it's good the more and more that we do that. It's better for me. There's times where I might have to take a step back and get the play in again, or kind of think about it through my head a little bit. But I think that's part of being a rookie and part of going through this process.
It's been said that there are plays that are 18 words long that you have to say. Do you step back and say, is that really necessary? Do you question?
I know we sit in the quarterback room and we kind of joke about some of the play calls being a little longer, but sometimes you just kind of have to sit back and just digest it all, and it can take time off the play clock and stuff. But the thing that I have learned is, once you do that in the second week, after you've done it in the opening day or the second day, once you do it again and again and again, then you're like, boom, you hear one thing and it kind of all flows together, which is nicer. So, like I said, time is really, and the more time I'm in this, the more time I take going through all this stuff, the better I think it is for me.
Hey, Johnny, you always, you would rely on your athleticism to kind of ad-lib and do whatever you wanted in college. Have you found times out here where you've got to check yourself a little bit, that maybe what you were able to do at A&M isn't going to work out here?
I think that's still a process of being able to control that and make it a positive thing going forward instead of a thing that is considered somewhat wild. I think today in the end zone, through a touchdown, stepping up, acting like I'm going to take off, keeping my eyes downfield, and being able to get the ball to a receiver in the end zone. There's times where you have to get out, and sometimes the defense wins. Sometimes they play the right coverage to our scheme, and you have to make something happen when there's nothing there. At the same time, being smart, not turning the ball over, and staying healthy are all the things you have to do to continue to play.
Johnny, how comfortable are you at this point? I know there's a ways to go. If you were to win the job coming out of training camp and starting week 1 at Pittsburgh?
You know, I have a long way to go. I mean, I have a lot to learn, a lot more to get comfortable with, and I feel that I'm getting better. I definitely feel my comfort level out here on the field growing day by day, and I think these coaches and the players that are around us are all helping me get better, which I'm very, very thankful for. But really right now I'm not looking that far down the road. I'm just kind of trying to keep it one day at a time this week, get better this day, and then as the weeks continue to unfold, hopefully we have a better result by the end of training camp.
People describe you as a quick study when it comes to football acumen and picking up the X's and O's. Are you finding it so at this level? Are you picking it up super quickly?
I wouldn't say super quickly. I mean, I'm picking things up at a quick pace, but not. I wouldn't say overly more than anybody else. There's things that are some older terminology from when I was there with Coach Sherman, which has been painted a picture in my head since I was a redshirt freshman at A&M, and there's some stuff that's new to me. But like I said, it's continuing to get more comfortable with it and learn it.
I saw you give a fist pump on a handoff to, I think it was Wes. I don't know if it was a zone read. What excited you about that? And then you and Kyle talked after the last incompletion and the final thing. What was he telling you?
Yeah, that irked me. I mean, that was more on me because as I stepped up, I felt like we kind of had him boxed out in the end zone. I kind of tried to force the issue a little bit. And I mean, when we're going for those orange jerseys, obviously it's extremely competitive, and the defense has got the better of us the past week. So when it's on my shoulders and it's on my unit that's out on the field, I want to get that done. And as I was going to let that ball go, kind of flashed in the back of the end zone that could have got that ball to him. So that was more me going up to Kyle saying, I mean, I messed that up, I missed that. So I definitely want to go back in and look at that.
Were you late?
I did that. Wasn't late on it. I just kind of we kind of had a box out in the end zone. Tried to force it in. It would have been. I mean, it would have been a tough catch and throw, but I mean, the one in the back of the end zone was definitely easier. But that's another concept that, for me, I've ran 3 or 4 times, and now the next time that comes up, you learn from that, and you suck that guy in, you put it over the back of the end zone, you score a touchdown, and you get the orange jerseys.
Johnny, 2 more questions, please. The way you change arm angles, is that something you've always done? Is that something you were coached up to do?
No, I mean, it's something. It's get the ball to the receiver at all costs and get the completion. You don't want to have to get it around defender, throw it sidearm, and leave it out too wide, or throw it behind him and something bad happen. But I mean, I think playing baseball over the years and just really playing in some of those in the catch and get the ball out of your hands quick in some offenses was allowed me to get better at throwing at some different angles.
Do you feel like the scrimmage was the day perhaps when you really kind of started to turn the corner and the lights really started to come on?
I mean, the first drive for me in the scrimmage was something that upset me. I'm still kind of mad at myself about, just because I got a little clutter and, I mean, there was a lot going on. But as that day went on, I felt like we moved the ball better. And really throughout this week, coming back on Monday and these past couple of days, I felt like I've had less clutter in the huddle in my mind and been able to get the plays out and try and get everybody lined up and on the same page. So, I mean, more than anything, like I keep saying, I'm sure you guys are getting tired of hearing, it's a process.
Coach
Thanks,
Pettins.
Johnny. Appreciate it.